What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to GmiasWorld, and right now we're going to be talking about something that most MUT gamers are already unlocking for free, but less than 3% are using this method, and I'm seeing a lot of people give me the feedback like, yo, G, they offered to sell it. Why don't we just buy it and not have to grind through the field pass? So we're going to talk about pretty much the lighted up token and what it means to your team and try to break it down for you guys so you understand the grinding part of this game. I know it can be excessive in certain cases, right? But if you just do specific things, it will make it a lot easier. So we're going to talk about that right now. The number one thing is this, right? Inside the marketplace, many of you guys brought it to my attention yesterday, and I just thought that it's something that should be addressed. You have another day where you can do this. Now, the lighted up token, right? That is going to not only give you guys an X factor that stays on all game, but it also adds speed to the player with acceleration. So some of you guys are missing that fact. You're making it seem as if it's only about the X factor. No, it makes a lot of the cards extra OP. So is it worth the $50? For those of you guys that are no money spent, go ahead and type NMS in the comments. You guys will see it's a lot of people that are no money spent that watch these videos. So ultimately what happens with this, right? You do have an opportunity with that 92 plus to pull something that's very, very good. And you also have the opportunity to pull nothing. Now, I'm going to give you guys the advantages and the disadvantages to letting you guys know about this lighted up token and whether or not you should use this method. Okay, so look, number one, it's very, very easy. You can just get one right now. That's what most people are doing. I saw a very, very high influx of people come to the channel and say, yo, G, I bought the bundle. I'm not dealing with the field pass. Yo, that's what I'm doing, right? So let me go ahead and break it down this way. Okay, when you go into the field pass, it's actually really, really easy. Even if you don't like, doing challenges or whatever, this second part of the promo that's going to bring out the other versions of the present Super Bowl players is going to give you another lighted up token. So you can actually, with the way that EA just did it, you can actually get 3. Now you'll see over here, we already got our first one at level 10. And I'm going to show you guys what it did and what it's currently doing to my players right now. Okay, so let's go ahead and point out what's actually happening. This at level 10, how did I do that, right? I just went through and I followed the instructions. Like I said, the objectives are very, very clear. And if you're doing this in the time that it's released, you have more than enough to be able to complete this. What happens is if you watch my videos later, you may not have the same objectives, which means that EA has moved on, which means that you cannot unlock anything in the field pass that requires more XP because EA does not go backwards and add more XP. So if you're watching this way after, that means that you have to wait until the next promo in order to follow whatever it is in the objectives to unlock these things in the field pass. So once you do all of these things, okay, the hardest part about it, right, the 35 stars were very easy. The hardest part about it was having to actually do some of the stats because 200 tackles is stupid. And then the 50 touchdowns is very easy, but it's also excessive. The winning 10 head-to-head games or solo battles, for the most part, I would have to say that my viewers are very, very good at getting their wins, regardless of where it is in head-to-head. At this point, you guys watch me play. A lot of you guys have mimicked a lot of the things that I do. You're getting better. Yo, G, I see what you're doing there, and you guys are understanding the game. I'm always going to do things that are simplistic because I don't believe that this game is worth brain power to try to figure out a real scheme. So that's why I just show you guys what works, and then you build on it, and you figure out what happens. So I do believe that everybody watching this video is more than capable of getting those 10 because you guys probably watch my live streams. You see what I do, the way I beat on pro players and all that stuff. The game is not what it was back in the day where it actually took brain power. So once you understand what's going on, it's extremely easy to do. Okay, so when you follow that, you get 1 token. Now, at the end of it, you're going to get another token this week coming up right now. Okay, that's going to be 2. The only benefit to buying that bundle, realistically, is to get the 3rd token because now it's going to make your team even more excessively OP. But I want to talk about a few things, right? I spent the money on Casper, right, to get him like really, really wild. And you'll see the boost turns him into a 96 speed, 97 acceleration. So it's not only about him being the 95 speed or whatever. He gets boost to other things because of the lighted up token that you add right here. Okay, then he gets access to, the tight end apprentice lighted up, which is stupid, mid-in elite lighted up, which is stupid. But in certain cases, mid-in is good. Depending on the offense that you run, if you're like a bunch player or something like that, it definitely could benefit you. I would not recommend it though, because I think that they've dumbed down a lot of like the short ends and all that stuff from last year. So I wouldn't recommend it. Okay, so what I use is double me lighted up, because you guys know we got to bring the GmiasWorld streak out, right? So that is what I use for this specific, this specific thing right now. As far as the other players that are coming out, this is something that you're going to have to decide, because I may end up having to splurge and get that token also. Let me explain why. If they drop another offensive player, another player that gets something OP with lighted up, with only 2, it makes it difficult. Now, this is where it gets interesting, right? The golden tickets may be similar, because they may, this is where they got this idea of adding tokens and additional stuff. So it could be possible that golden tickets this year come with those X factors that stay on all game. Just keep that in mind, guys. That could be something that's very, very interesting as well. Also, defensively, right? We already know about Ronaldo a lot, right? And the fact that he gets his lighted up would turn him into a savage. Like, he would go to 96 speed, whatever, and then, he would be able to unlock that avalanche that stays on all game. Now, this is very, very advantageous if he's your user. If he plays coverage or anything else outside of that, I was not able to force a lot of fumbles with that. Okay, regardless if he's on kickoffs or whatever, because you have to have the right angle in order to get it. But the reason that I'm giving you guys these examples is, if you get the opportunity where somebody gets like a deep out zone, you know what I'm saying, light it up, it can be really, really bad work. It can be really, really nasty. Okay, so we don't know if that's going to happen. Also, Warren Sapp, I do want to point out again, his lighted up X factors are pure garbage. We tested out all of them, and they were pretty much all trash. Like, interior threat is probably the worst thing in Madden, because they've been trying to push this on us all year, and the ability just doesn't work. It's really, really trash. Also, Unstoppable Force was garbage as well. And it could be possibly because I play him inside. Maybe if you put him on the edge and he goes against, some of those outside tackles and stuff, he might get like, certain things in the past, but that did not impact my blitz at all. And I run 4-3-6-1. Also, with the run stuffer, it was also garbage. So I understand like why some of you guys are like, yo, G, you know what? It still benefits us to get the third one, because even if we don't go and unlock it the way you said right now, having that free one, we can always get the other ones with the field pass. And you're correct, but I would want you guys to go through the field pass first. Although we only have a day left to be able to take advantage of that lighted up token, I would just say, you know what? Maybe we probably will go ahead and get it. It's a high possibility we will, because if they do the same thing with the Super Bowl present players and they give us Mahomes, and they give Mahomes some kind of OP ability or something stupid, it might get wild. But then again, we might not get Mahomes because he's in the Super Bowl, and he may get the Super Bowl MVP. So think about it like that as well. But always having a little bit more is going to be better in those instances. I would just rather you guys go the route of completing the field pass instead of going with the other, the other higher percentage of just spending the money. Be able to get it, because yes, it has benefits, but again, I don't want you guys to just jump on every single thing. But this was very, very smart from EA Sports, because the lighted up token, a lot of people still don't know how to get it, and when they saw it, they just bought it because they thought that that was the only way that you can get it. Also, remember this as well. We complained about this last week, right? About the fact that they doubled the price of this. Now they brought it back to the regular price. If you're looking to get additional AKA tokens and you wanted to spend $20, this is actually more decent, because you have a higher chance of pulling something decent, and you get the 2 extra tokens, which will get you closer to getting a free, probably 95 overall champion by the time it's over. So this is also better because it's a little bit more reasonable, but I don't want anyone to feel that you have to spend money every single day in Ultimate Team. That's what the drag is about it, and that's what I don't want to see us doing. That's why I space out the bundles that I buy or the packs that I recommend, because I want you guys to see it has to be a purpose. This will help you to win, because the lighted up is pretty much cheating in the game. So this is something that I would say, yo, all right, let's do this. You see what I'm saying? But at the same time, we're still doing the field pass, and we're getting 3. We're not just getting 1. That's the idea that I have about it. So I would unlock it for free, guys, and then try it out on a few players. And in the worst case scenario, you just have it to have an X factor on all game and dominate. As always, I appreciate everybody watching. I'm going to see you guys and girls next time. Have a blessed day. Until next time. One love, y'all.